Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. We are going to wrap up our picture today here. We finished up the coloring on Monday. Wait, Monday? What's today? Yeah, today's Wednesday. And then for today, we are going to be doing the background, which is why I've got these colors all set out here. We're going to be using our handy dandy circle maker here, which has been well loved. It's got some paint and such on it. I had a painting accident one day when it was on my desk and I was painting. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. Let's see, I'll wait till people get in chat here. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and sharpen up and I'll let you know what colors we're going to do. Hi, Kimmy. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're going to get these sharpened up here. And then we will be getting started. So I want to do kind of what we've done before, kind of like our circle background. We're going to do the largest circle, and we're going to do something kind of multicolored. I debated about what to do. I thought, you know, we could do a sky, or we could just do, you know, like a brown. But I was like, no, I want to do something colorful. So we're going to fill that whole box with a bunch of colorful circles, and I think that'll end up looking pretty nice. At least that's the hope. That's the hope. This could end up completely disastrous. Who knows? But I feel that way about every background I'm about to start. So, and I was excited because I realized I do have a tiny bit of Putty Beige left. You know, it's been a while since I've used my Prismacolors when, like, all of my favorite colors, there's hardly anything left of them. I do like Putty Beige. There's a lot of times where I'm coloring with other pencils and I'll think, man, Putty Beige would be really useful. All right, so we're gonna take cream out. There we go. All right, and Putty Beige is gonna live in here because we are going to use some brown first on the border, and then we're gonna tackle the inside. So colors we're using today, let's get this in focus here. All right, let's get this tad brighter. Yeah. All right, so there is one color that we are using today which not everyone may have access to, but I really like it, and I kind of get tired of having to skip it over during stream just because it's not a common color. It's not one that Prismacolor carries anymore. So for those of you that don't happen to have this color, a alternative for this color could be salmon pink, which is 101, and the color I'm referring to is this one right here. It's Deco Orange. You can see it is different, but salmon pink should work for that. So for those of you that don't happen to have Deco Orange, which I assume is most everybody just because they don't make it anymore, Deco Orange is PC 1010. So if you don't have it, you can substitute it with salmon pink, which is PC 1001. So just FYI on that, okay? So, colors that we're going to use for our background are as such. We have lemon yellow. We have Deco Orange. We have blush pink. We have lavender. And then we have light cerulean blue. Then we have light aqua. And chartreuse, okay? So a nice rainbow of kind of light pastel colors, but these are gonna be all the colors that we are going to use for the background. All right, let's see, let's make sure we can see all those numbers. Oh yeah, I guess it's numbers right there. Okay, so that is what we are going to use for that. And then for the border, we are going to use, I think this is dark umber 947, and then we are going to use light umber 941, and then Putty Beige, which is, let me see if I can remember the number here. Thanks, Kimmy. 1083. Okay, so we got 3 browns here we're going to use, and then we've got 7 different lighter colors that we're going to use. So we're going to do the border first, and then we will go ahead and dive into the background. But this will work out well because I think the background is what everybody is most interested in, so it'll give a chance for everyone to arrive. Hi, Tanya. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I'll probably say this again once everybody comes in, but just as a disclaimer, I've got my oldest with me today. She's in the room with me. So if there are interruptions or I need to, I do, Kimmy, and I've thought about it, but I don't use them as often. Because see, I have some replacement colors. I just haven't bothered ordering more because I don't use them as often. I mean, I already have a list a mile long of like pencils and stuff that I want to use. So, but anyway, yeah, so if she needs me for whatever reason, I'll need to take a short break. So just something to keep in mind. I'll remind everyone later once we have more people in here. But yeah, she is in the room with me today. So that is that. All right, so I'm going to leave this kind of zoomed out because we're going to be moving at a quicker pace around the border, and I don't want to accidentally miss, forget to change it a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and use PC 947 first. Okay, and this is our darkest color. Well, I debated, because she's with me today, because I normally don't stream when the kiddos are home. I debated about canceling stream, but truth be told, it's the last day of the picture. I really didn't want to, otherwise we would have had to wait until next, Monday or whatever to finish this. And it was just like, I don't really want to do that. So she's got her tablet and she's had a snack. So, I did it with the youngest, and if he can do it, surely she can, right? But they know that if they need anything, they can ask me. Ah, that works, Kimmy. All right, so that was light umber. Now we're going to use Putty Beige. I really love Putty Beige. It's a great kind of light brown. It's not, super orangey. I wouldn't say that it's a cool brown, but it's generally what I need. So the idea is I'm choosing 3 because we're creating a bit of a highlight as the border goes on. And that works. And everybody's got all their kiddos with them today. All right, I may need to turn it. We'll see, we shall see. So I'm working on kind of a new project that has intrigued me a bit for drawings for the Etsy shop. I have kind of like a series in mind. And so I wanted to, my biggest issue when I'm drawing is not reusing the same like flower style and leaf style and petal style over and over again. Because obviously you want to be able to mix up the leaves and such that you use. Oh, it's gonna work. Oh, nope, there you go. Autofocus is out. Let's go ahead and focus ourselves. There we go. And so I was really struggling with that because, you can only get so much off of Google. So I started looking at some books, like botanical reference books, and I found a couple. And so last night, I spent the evening kind of making myself a floral, oh, thanks, Kimmy, a floral database of sorts. And by the way, so I'm just using these 3 pencils over and over, just the dark, the mid, and the light. So, it's the dark umber, light umber, and the Putty Beige, and I'm just kind of, going dark, medium, light, dark, medium, light. So that's the order of them. Anyway, so I'm making myself like a selection. I'm going through and I'm drawing the flowers that I know that I can draw comfortably, and recreate. So I'm sort of making myself my own botanical reference so that when I'm drawing, I can be like, okay, I need a new kind of flower here, or I need one here, or I need a new kind of petal or a new kind of leaf. So I can reference those when they're in my style of drawing, when I run out of ideas for, you know, kind of what to do next. So that was pretty fun. I got 2 pages worth of flowers, but they didn't have all the reference books that I wanted. And I still want to create a bit of a leaf database and everything. So I'm going to wait for those other books to come in. And then I'm going to continue that. Go. All right, we're going to use that Putty Beige now. Music's a little quiet. We're going to turn it up a little bit. There we go. Can you hear the music at all? I know it's quiet. The idea is, it's really quiet. The idea is like to have background music, but not have it overwhelm. Sounds good, Kimmy. Not have it overwhelm my own voice. There we go. All right. Use the dark again. Okay, and then light umber. Putty Beige. Go. All right, now the bottom row. And then we'll be starting in on the background. We can zoom in just a tad more here for this last part here. Okay. Actually, we're just going to do all dark on this bottom part here. There's not really enough space to mix it up. So with all those plants, it would be kind of shaded anyway. All right, then light umber. And then lastly, Putty Beige. Pretty simple border, nothing too fancy. Just 3 colors all kind of alternated to fit the frame. All right. So that is the border, which means we are now going to start in on the background, all right? So I think what we're gonna do, because we have our blue, purple, pink, and yellow up here, and then we've got a lot of green here. We do have some blue and pink and a little bit of yellow here, but I think what I want to do, rather than doing a mix and match of all the circles, imagine the colors sort of like this. So, hi Tyler, sounds good. So I think I want to start with a combination of the yellow and the orange and the pink and the purple kind of here, and then slowly work our way up. So it's almost going to be kind of an intertwined rainbow from the bottom to the top. Okay? So let's zoom in a tad. Okay. We are going to use our circle maker here, which if you are interested, we can type ! circle maker, I believe. Did I put that in there? Maybe I didn't. Which is a shame. I should. Let's see if we can make that real quick. ! make sure I don't have it under something else. Let's see, go to the C's. I don't think I have that. All right, well, let's create that real quick just so that you all can have that. I'm surprised I haven't done that before. Circle maker. Here we go. Okay, hang tight 1 second. I just want to make that link for you all. Okay, so we're gonna add command exclamation point circle maker. Okay. Hang on. Okay. And submit. All right, there we go. Welcome back, Kimmy. All right, so now let's try it again. Exclamation point, circle, maker. Okay. And now that should pop up. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that's the link to this circle maker here. Okay. So like I said, we're going to use the largest one right here. The, I believe this is a full 1 inch. Yeah, so this is a 1 inch circle here. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start kind of rainbow style from top to bottom. We'll interchange a lot of these lighter ones, but I wanted to balance and put the blue and kind of more green ones up here with all of the color, and then with the green down here, we use the yellow and orange and pink and such. Don't get crumbs. Not you, Chet. She's got snacks, so I want no crumbs. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the yellow. And we'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit for this because we're going to be working on this lower section here for just a bit. Okay. There we go. Oh, I'm glad, Kimmy. All right. I'm not going super light because I do want this one to stand out, but I'm not pressing super hard either. We may go back over and add some more details, but I'd like to think this is kind of one of my signature backgrounds here. Sometimes you can go a little darker around the outside of the circle if you want. Which is something, because I don't generally do backgrounds all that often, or at least if I do, I don't do them on stream too often. Okay, that's our yellow circle. Okay, let's add another yellow in here. And I think we'll be adding some definition to these circles once I have them all down. But we are just gonna start by getting these color blocks on, essentially. Okay. Let's put one here. Now, these little circle makers, the white plastic bark on the inside, they can shift minusculely, like just enough, but enough to maybe throw off your circle. So when you're doing this, I don't know if you saw it, just moved there a second ago. When you're doing this, try to hold the clear plastic part and not just the blue ring, because otherwise, see how this is moving a little bit? So try to hold the white plastic. Yvonne says, just popped in on my break, so wish I was at home coloring. I plan to start this one tomorrow. Have fun in chat. Sounds good, Yvonne. Thanks for popping in. All right, so we're gonna do another yellow one over here, and we're staying within the frame. I have no plans to do a background on the outside. We are just doing this background on the inside of the frame. Okay, we're gonna do another yellow down here. little bit down here. There we go. All right, then we're gonna do another yellow here. All right, let's start adding in some orange. Okay, so like I mentioned before, we are using the Deco Orange. Now, this is a discontinued color that Prismacolor no longer makes. I was lucky enough to get my hands on a good handful of these, so I have a few. For those that don't have this, you can use salmon pink as an alternative, all right? So salmon pink is a fine alternative for this color. I just really wanted to use this today. I generally avoid it because I know not everybody has it, but I wanted to use it. So for those of you that don't have it, you can use salmon pink as an alternative. And I'm not coloring ridiculously light, but I'm also not putting a ton of pressure to color ridiculously hard either. I want a nice solid color circle though. I don't want to have too many gaping holes, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's put an orange one. Let's put an orange one here. The idea is I want to be able to stagger these colors so that we don't have too many of the same color directly next to each other. And where the colors overlap, I am still coloring. I'm not skipping that color. They will overlap and create a new color. Okay. So let's do an orange one here. And you don't have to leave this in place while you color. I just do because it helps keep you within the guide of the circles so that you don't accidentally color outside the line. There we go. All right, before we add any more orange, let's go ahead and grab our pink and start adding some pink here along the bottom because we're going to eventually fade out these lighter colors into the purple and the blue, and we're going to work our way up. So we'll do a little bit of everything to kind of make sure we're getting a good balance. All right, so we're going to be using blush pink here. You can see that the pink and the orange looks similar, especially when we start overlapping on the yellow, but they're still different enough that it's not going to be exactly the same, you know? If you really wanted to smooth it out too, keep in mind it would probably use up a lot of it. You could always blend over this with white as well. I'm not going to do that today, but that is an option if you're wanting to smooth out the look just a little bit. Okay, let's add a pink here. And it's okay if you leave some white spots. It doesn't have to be completely covered. See, let's do a pink here. Oh, I'm glad, Kimmy. Yeah, this is one of my favorite background style techniques. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's grab our orange now because I want to keep a balance on this while I'm doing it. So it's not saying you have to only use, you know, one color at a time kind of deal. But, you know, as we move up, I want to make sure there's a balance, so we may switch back and forth to make sure that everything is balanced. Okay, there's that yellow. Let's put an orange here. Let's put an orange here. Okay. Now we need to add in, actually, let's put an orange over here. We're going to add in some more pink, and then we're going to slowly start adding in our lavender as well. All right, so now we're gonna grab our pink. Okay, we're gonna put one here. Forgot the line here, 1 second. There we go. All right, we're gonna add in our pink. That's our pink. Okay, we're gonna add a pink here. And then we're gonna add one more pink after this, and then we're gonna start adding a little bit of lavender. Start phasing out some of this yellow and orange here. Okay. Let's add a pink here. Like I said, I have no specific plan for where these are all going to go. I just have an idea of how I want it to look. And kind of how I want it to balance. So I kind of gauge it as we move up, if that makes sense. Okay. Sounds like they might be doing some work outside. So if you hear guys hollering, it's because they're working on something outside. Okay, thanks, Kimmy. All right, we're gonna move this here just a little bit so we can zoom out just a tad. And maybe darken this just a little. You can see it a little bit easier. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and use lavender. I'm gonna start here. And it's funny because lavender on its own looks pretty pink, but when you put it next to an actual pink, it doesn't look nearly as pink. Definitely some purple aspects to it. You know what? And I wonder, what do I have here? I've got lilac. We might add some lilac too. Make it a little bit of a closer transition here. All right, let's see if we are gonna do that. All right, well, we are gonna put a lavender here. Add one here. Sounds good, Pat. And welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Okay, I'm just gonna fill that in. Okay, and let's see. Let's throw in. We're gonna use lilac here. This should be a little bit more purpley, I think. We'll also start mixing in some blues as well. It's a tad more purple. You know what? Let's use Parma Violet instead. So I definitely need it to be a stronger purple than the lavender. It is a darker color though, so you know you don't want to go too dark, but we are going to start adding some definition later. Now, this little section here is a little darker than I'd wish, or than I'd like. So what we're going to do, I have this kneaded eraser here. I'm going to try and lift some of that off. So let's zoom in here. Okay. So I got that a little darker when I switched colors, when I changed my mind. So I'm going to kind of create a little bit of a point here. Okay. And we're just dabbing it. We're not moving it back and forth. And I don't know if you can see here, because it's kind of hard to see, but you see how this is a little bit purple here? It's because you're picking up a little bit of that pigment. Kneaded erasers are great for that. You have a lot of you have a lot more control over, you know, like how dark your colors can get. All right, okay, that's better. That's better. I'm gonna sharpen this Parma Violet real quick. There we go. All right, so let's zoom back out here. There we go. Maybe we'll zoom back in just a tad more. Okay, make sure we're nice and in focus. There we go. All right, so we've got lavender, Parma Violet, lavender. We're gonna add a lavender here. Okay, fill all that in. And remember, if you go a little bit dark with the Parma Violet, because it is a much darker color than the rest of the colors you were using, feel free to pick some of that up with your kneaded eraser. Okay, so something to keep in mind here. All right, we're gonna do another Parma Violet here. And then here in a second, we're gonna throw in a little bit of blue as well. actually, we're going to add a few more pinks because, I mean, we have 3 more colors. I mean, we've used 5 colors already, so I think we're going to have to get a couple more variations on our greens. So we've got an aqua, we've got the chartreuse. Let's grab, let's see, is this 912? Apple green. Okay, we're going to grab apple green as well. We're going to use apple green up closer near the top. Okay, so we're going to throw in a couple more pinks. So let's do a pink here. Okay. And we're using that blush pink. Like I said, sometimes it's nice to keep the circle maker here when you've got a lot of like little things entwined and it's hard to see where the circle starts and where the circle ends. So if you're struggling with that at all, sometimes it's just better to leave this in place. All right, so we've got a lilac and we've got a Parma Violet here. Let's add a pink here. Maybe not quite overlap with this one because there's already a pink there, or now we've moved on from orange. We don't want to add an orange there. All right, so we're gonna put pink here. Okay. Here we go. We'll definitely need to throw in some more. Okay, so this is Parma, this is Parma. Let's add in a lavender here. Okay. Lavender there. All right, now we need to throw in a Parma Violet up here, I think. Yeah. Okay, then let's add a Parma Violet here. All right, now we are gonna grab a light cerulean blue. We're gonna add that one here. First blue of the background. Okay. All right. So that's a blue. We're going to add a blue here. Okay. All right, blue. We're going to add a blue here. She's over there giggling at her TV. That's what you're hearing. blue. Let's throw in another lavender. Here. We're going to put another lavender here. Apparently snackage has been acquired. Okay. All right, so that's lavender. All right, let's throw in a little bit of our light aqua. Okay, light aqua. Starting to get that kind of rainbow effect here. We can zoom out a little bit, you can see. So you got all the lighter ones. We're going to build up to a green on top. And then we're going to go over and we're going to kind of smooth this out, maybe add a bit more detail, make it look more like a background, unless it's like we just drop down a bunch of circles. But this is the first step to it is, well, dropping down a bunch of circles. All right, so light aqua. We're going to add a light aqua here. And if you're creating this on your own and not necessarily following the colors or exactly where I put them, essentially what you're looking for is balance. If you can avoid having the same colors smack dab next to each other, that is going to help. I mean, you don't have to do like gradual rainbow like I did too. If you want to do all the colors, you know, that would be fine also. Just try and balance them, that's all. Okay, let's do a little bit of light aqua in this corner here. Okay, there's not much there, which is fine. There we go. All right, now we're going to grab our light cerulean again. Let's zoom back in. Bring this up here. Okay, so light cerulean here. See, and although I've got a light cerulean here, they're not touching. So if you need to have them near each other, try and have a little bit of white in between them. Okay, now we're going to put a light cerulean here. Here shortly, we're going to start bringing in those greens. Please excuse the crinkling in the background, chat. She has retrieved a cereal bar here, and so that is what you're hearing. But she's doing pretty good. She's being pretty quiet. All right, light cerulean. We're gonna add some light cerulean over here. Okay. Now we're gonna add some aqua, and then here shortly we're gonna add some of this chartreuse as well, okay? Hi, Grazia, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We are working on our background here. All right, so light aqua. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and add in a chartreuse right here. It's definitely a tad more yellow than I intended. I don't think that chartreuse was the right choice. We're gonna see how much of this we can lift up. Then we're gonna go back over it with the apple green, something a tad darker that's a little bit closer to the aqua. I do not think that we should have done chartreuse there. I also don't want to pick up any of the stem color either. That little sticky tack noise. Yeah, it's working to pick some of it up here. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. Now we can go over that with that apple green. Okay, so we're gonna transition into apple green instead of the chartreuse. We'll have the chartreuse be the top color. Okay, so let's grab our apple green here. Yeah, I think that's gonna work quite a bit better. There we go, that makes me happier. All right, so we're gonna use some apple green here. Okay. Apple green here. Okay. And we're gonna do my apple green here. Okay. Let's see. Let's throw in an aqua here. Aqua here. Oh wait, that's aqua there, isn't it? Let's put aqua here. Okay. We're gonna add a apple green here. I'm wondering, that apple green. Do I have any spring green? Spring green would be helpful, but I do have spring green. All right, let's throw some of this spring green in here, shall we? That needs to be sharpened. ton different than apple green, but maybe that just means we need to take apple green a little bit darker here. Yeah. Okay, well, we won't add much spring green. Gosh, it's really not that different, is it? Okay. I think I take back spring green. Okay, we'll go ahead and use that chartreuse here instead. Add more yellowish, which is fine. It's actually probably going to bring us about full circle for the yellow on the bottom, because I think that's how we're going to finish off the top here, is adding in a bit of that yellow that we started with. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's add an apple green up here. What do you think? You can say, you can talk for a second.
Good.
Yeah? Yes, that's the eraser. You poke in the eraser. Okay. Let's see, let's add chartreuse here. Okay. Then we're going to throw in lemon yellow, which is what we used at the bottom. Okay. Which is pretty close to the chartreuse, but it's a tad different. Bless you. Yeah, you know what? I think we might do that. Let's throw in some of this here. Okay, and then let's grab our Deco Orange. Let's add a little bit of Deco Orange here. Thanks, Kimmy. Let's see. Let's add a tad bit of aqua here. Okay. All right, let's zoom out so we can kind of see our rainbow effect here. I know that these kind of greens look similar, but in real life, I swear they're pretty significantly different. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to go over our circles now that we've got them all down. We're going to add a little bit more definition to them and separation from the others, okay? So let's start at the bottom. And let's actually grab a slightly different color yellow just to help add that slight definition to the yellow. So let's see, let's grab 942. Aw, thanks, Kimmy. Okay, make sure we're in focus here. There we go. All right, so we are gonna use yellow ochre here. just kind of defining these yellow spots a little bit here. I don't know that we'll use a different color to define the spots on the other ones because we can just go darker, but with yellow, the more you press, it just gets brighter. It doesn't necessarily get darker, if that makes sense. Thanks, Kimmy. But you can definitely tell we are going darker than we usually do when we do these circle backgrounds. But that was my idea, was that we'd go a little bit darker. Okay. But that was a nice thing is we pretty much had the entire stream today to work on the background. So that's always nice. I'm just adding a little bit around the edge and kind of fading that in with the yellow a bit. Making these little circles pop a bit. And while we're using these colors, we're gonna go up top and do the quick little small yellow circles that we added up top as well. Okay, and then we'll go back down and we'll work on the pink and the orange, but I just figured we'll do all the yellow at once, you know? All right, so this one was a yellow. Okay, and this was a yellow. Let's see, this was a yellow. We're gonna come down here and we're gonna get our Deco Orange, and you know, I think maybe we will get a slight, let's see if we can find 1034. I think goldenrod would be perfect for this. Here we go, 1034 for the orange. Okay, so now we're gonna use goldenrod. Using that Deco Orange to help kind of blend that all together. And work around these plants. We don't want to cover the plants in orange. Okay. Here. Let's zoom out. Sometimes when you zoom in, you don't quite get the full effect. So we're gonna zoom out slightly. Okay. There's an orange here. Go. There we go. All right, let's see. We got a couple oranges up top here. We're gonna do those real quick. All right, now we're gonna do the pink. Thanks, Kimmy. All right, so we used blush pink for that. Let's go ahead and use, I kind of feel like I want to use, not a super bright pink, maybe more muted pink, maybe 1092, maybe. Let's take a look. What do I have? 1092 is Nectar. Let's see. 929. Let's see, that's 928. Do I have pink out already? I might have pink out already. There we go. There's 929. Yeah, we'll use 929. We'll just go a little bit lighter. Because Nectar might make the pink look a little bit too close to orange, you know? All right, so we're gonna use 929 here on this pink. Grab our blush pink. Yeah, 929 was a good choice, which is just pink. Okay. All right, and then 929 again. And then blush pink again. Okay. It's coming along, coming along. See, it looks more like, now that I'm darkening it up, it almost looks like we've got gumdrops hanging out in the background. It's kind of cool. I haven't really done it darker before when I've done this style, but I like it. All right, so 929. I'm still coloring light enough that I can blend it in with the other pink, blush pink. There we go. Our little bubblegum background. Ah, thanks, Kimmy. All right. Plus, a lot of times when I went like super light and pastel, it just didn't translate over the camera, so a chat couldn't even see it. Is it me or the volume music low? My TV's at 100. It could be kind of low, yeah. I generally keep it a little bit low just so that I'm not, hi Crystal, I'm not competing with it too much, but yeah, it's a little bit low, and it could have been in between songs too. So I generally keep it like, so the higher the decibel, or no, I guess I've got it lower. So right now I've got the music set at negative 28.5 decibels, and I'm set at negative 14.3 decibels. So that means that my sound is going to sound higher, because if I have it up any louder, then I'm competing with it too much, if that makes sense. I was having issues with it before where it was almost too quiet though, and like even during the quiet times it was you still couldn't hear it. So the idea is it's supposed to be like low in the background, so it's not completely silent, but not so loud that my voiceover competes with it. So if that's what you're getting, that's the effect I'm going for. But if you physically can't hear it at all, then that would be why as well. But I'm glad you're here, Crystal. Welcome. Okay, got a couple more pinks here. It's almost like this is a twist on like a bokeh background. It's like my version of the bokeh background. Okay. So as long as you can hear it a little bit in the background, then that's its goal. Okay. $9.29. Okay, is that all the pink? I think that might be all the pink. Just messing with the volume a little bit. You can? Okay, perfect. Hi, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, we're working on placing in the background here. It's like almost a bubblegum background. Okay, all right, I think that's all the pink. All right, and then we got lavender and Parma Violet. So here's what I think. I think I'm gonna use the Parma Violet for the slightly darker part on the lavender. And then, let's see, 10:08 is that. And then I think we're gonna grab just straight up violet, 9:32, which I think I have in the cup over here for the Parma Violet. I'll have to be careful though, because it'd be really easy to go too dark on that. So here we go. All right. So let's go Parma Violet first, okay? Because we're gonna do all the lavender. This is, okay, let's start with this one here. This is lavender. this one's lavender. Okay, and this one. Make sure I'm not missing any of them. You know, I think I chose a smaller circle for this one. Oh well. Oh well. Too late now. We come too far. Okay, this one. This one. And this one. I think that's all lavender ones. Okay, now we'll go back in with the Parma Violet, or the lavender. Not Parma Violet. Okay. Not that one, this one. Okay, this one. There we go. Okay, this one here. This one. Go. All right. All right, then we're going to use violet because it is a darker color. I want to go kind of light. It's always easier to add more layers later than it is to take them away. So when you're using a darker color and you don't want it too dark, it's always a safe bet to go lighter than it is darker. There you go. Purple. Oh, there's this one here. Okay, there's that purple. Now we're going to take our Parma Violet here. Get all of them? I think I got all of them. All right, now we have our cerulean blue and our aqua that we need to find darker ones for. So for aqua, let's grab, let's see, do I have 905 will be perfect for it, or light aqua. We're gonna use aquamarine for the light aqua, and for the cerulean blue, or light cerulean blue, actually, we have a cerulean blue and a light cerulean blue, so I suppose we could just use the cerulean blue. Next question, how many times can I say cerulean? I might have cerulean blue out already. Yep, there it is. Perfect. With light aqua and aquamarine and light cerulean blue and cerulean blue. So that takes care of that problem. All right, so let's go ahead and give these a quick sharpen. Nice sharp points here. Oh, that one nice and broke. Yay. Don't you love it when the lead gets stuck in it? All right, let's try that again, shall we? Sharpening pencils is like ASMR. Go right up there in the mic. Okay, all right, I think we're good. All right, right, so let's do cerulean first. Oh yeah, it's a super dark one, so we need to go really light. Really light. Okay. Go. Make sure we're in frame here. Let's bring this down. There we go. You like that, Carol? Let's see, we've got a cerulean one down here. Got one over here. All right, is that all the cerulean? I think so. All right, so let's grab our light cerulean blue. Sort of blend that in. Smooth it out, so to speak. Go. Missed the beginning and can't wait to go back and see how you did all the circles. Very nice. Oh, thanks, Carol. Yeah, I used this as my kind of stencil guideline. You can type in ! circle maker, and that's the link in Amazon. All right, and now we're gonna use Aquamarine. Well, it's only like a $5 one. Carol, were you here on Monday morning? There's another fun one, which is what we use the gold on, was this ink here. It's a Windsor & Newton gold ink. You can see it's actually kind of separated now, which Kimmy, you were here, but you can kind of see what it looks like now, how it looks when it's separated, when all of that is settled to the bottom. Here, let me see if I can, there you go. You can kind of see how that's all separated. And then when we shake it up, make sure it's really tight. Give it a real good shake. You get this nice kind of gold. I like showing this because the ink looks really cool. Let's get this in focus here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Like you see, it's like the ink is moving in there, you see? Yeah. I feel like the cats are on the other side of the wall making all kinds of noise. Yeah, I love watching that. And then especially if you can see it, I don't know if it's doing it on the rim right now. Let's shake it up one more time. You can see it kind of bubbling on the rim. It's like my most alive ink that I have. There we go. There we go. It's just So sparkly. It's like practically a science trick. Look, you can even see like science experiment. There you go. See that all bubbly there? Yeah, it's very, very active ink. There we go. All right, let's zoom back out here. Yeah, exactly. The movement on the paper. This isn't focus. There we go. Okay. Make that a tad brighter. Okay. All right. So Aquamarine. Yeah, it's super fun, Kimmy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So Aquamarine. Okay, chat, I think the cats are getting into something on the other side of the wall, and there's some cords over there. So I need to go check on them real quick. So I will be right back, okay? Okay, I'm back now. Turns out she was playing with a umbrella by the wall. So it's just an umbrella knocking on the wall. But she tends to be a little mischievous, so I had to make sure she wasn't getting into something she wasn't supposed to. All right, so Aquamarine now. Oh, that's right, I had started on this one. I'm like, why is this circle half done? Okay. Thanks, Kimmy. Aquamarine. Aquamarine. Aquamarine.
Mommy, Romeo used his rayon himself, and then Romeo's name is Captain Smarty Pants now.
That's silly. In case anybody's wondering, she's watching PJ Masks, and apparently it's hilarious. in light aqua. Light aqua. Oh, there's a little aqua down in this corner in there. Where is... Let's see, where does that... Here we go. All right, there is that. Yeah, they love it. Well, and they don't get the Kindle very often, and what they really enjoy about it is that, you know, normally if they're watching it together or something, they have to agree on something. But when there are times that they're allowed to have the Kindle, they get excited because they get free reign and they get to choose what they want to watch rather than having to agree with each other, you know? All right, so we're gonna grab grass green for our slightly darker green, but because grass green is darker, we need to make sure that we go real light. Okay, so grass green. Thanks, Carol. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay, there's that grass green. This one over here. This one here. Okay, and then this one here. Okay, and this one here. Alright, and we're going to use our apple green. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and use apple green on the chartreuse. Okay, let's grab our chartreuse. so first let's check all of them. I think we've darkened all of them successfully, but we're not done yet. Now I want to grab, let's see, I want a muted color. Let's see, what's 1081? I want to say that's like chestnut. Yeah, I have that already. Of course, maybe I'm thinking of other names. Let's see. Ah, 1081 chestnut. Woohoo! I was right. Hi, Carol. Good. I'm glad. Well, we are almost done with it. Almost. Okay, so I want chestnut, and I want. Let's see. Do I have either of that? 1094. Let's check for 1094. There we go. Sandbar brown. That's what I want. Okay, sandbar brown and chestnut is what we're going to use now. Oh, broke that lid off. Thank you, Prismacolor. Let's try that again. Here, let's empty our sharpener. That might help. Okay. Sharpen this again. Ugh, broke again. I hate Prismacolor for this. All right, let's hang tight, chat. I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna try the electric pencil sharpener, see if that helps. Okay. We'll see how long that holds out, but usually I use the electric pencil sharpener on the Prismacolors when like I'm desperate, and it was just continuing to break. Okay, so we're gonna use sandbar brown first. Okay, we'll zoom in a little bit, but we're gonna be moving around it, so I don't want to zoom in and then miss a section, you know? All right, so we're gonna use sandbar brown first. On all the sections where there's color, where there is not color, we are going to leave white. Okay. I'm going to be turning it too because it's just easier for me to use when I have it at a comfortable angle for my wrist. Take 1 second, chat. I gotta check a message real quick. Hang on 1 second. There we go. much to be done on this bottom part here. Okay, now we're gonna grab our chestnut. Okay. We're gonna kind of go over that sandbar brown as well. Okay. And that nice chestnut there. Okay. Okay. Turn, turn, turn. We're not done yet after this. Still got a couple more finishing touches to add. Okay, just a little bit there. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and grab a white. Okay, hang on one second, chat. The electric pencil sharpener is right next to the mic, so whenever I use it, I want to try and mute you guys so I don't blow out your ears. All right, I'm going to use the white to blend these darker colors that we just used. Kind of smooth it out a little bit. Makes it look a little less grainy and blends it just a tad more here. Zoom in just a bit, since I'm kind of constantly moving this anyway.
PJ Pumpkin.
Donna says, I really need to watch my clock a lot closer. Hi, Emily and everyone. The page is looking absolutely awesome. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, thank you. Well, we're just blending a little bit of brown that we added around the edge. Oh, run away, yellow. Oof. blending these last little bits here. Prismacolor white is always very handy for easy little blends. All right. Okay, let's take a look at it here, see if there's anything else we want to change. Oh, wrong way. You know what? I want to add a little bit of shadowing under the butterfly wing. Runaway pencil. Okay. Let's see. How much time do we have? I still got about 15 minutes. Zoom in a tad, shall we? Just adding a little bit of pop behind the plant just a bit. Not much, just a bit. I know I'm not talking much, but a lot of that has to do sometimes when I'm concentrating on what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I'm making a shopping list for my son. Like me, he will buy everything but what we need. Yeah, it always happens to me if I go to the store hungry. I always end up with stuff I don't need. Most of the time it's like things I shouldn't eat. I'm gonna have to go back and check out how you did that wonderful background. Just super. Aw, thanks. Thanks, Donna. Almost done. Bless you. It's not a ton, but it does, you know, it does add a little something behind it. And obviously I'm not following an exact science for where I feel I should place these darker colors. It's working. Yeah, she doesn't have a cold, she just has seasonal allergies that tend to get the better of her. Miss any of them? Over there. Tap it here. All right. zoomed out here already, aren't we? Let's see if this will autofocus for me. Yay, it did. All right. Well, I think it's done. What do we think? What do we think, chat? Thanks, Kimmy. Thanks, Graziella. You'd frame it? Aw, thanks, everyone. Yeah, well, I'm pleased with it. I wasn't sure what I was going to do for the background or how it was going to turn out, but I think I'm pretty pleased with it. So we'll snap a picture of it, post it on the gram. Let everyone see it that way. But yeah, in a perfect timing, it's 10:54, so I think we'll go ahead and call it here. I know it's kind of a quieter day, but it's all right because, I mean, I got the background done and, you know, I otherwise might not have been able to finish it in time. So, yeah, it was about 2 hours to do the background. That being said, our evening and morning stream, we've finished both pages. I don't know if everybody saw the truck that we did also, but we finished the truck this week as well. So our next live stream is going to be Friday, and we'll be doing something new. I haven't decided yet. I'm leaning towards markers, but I'm not entirely positive yet. So I'll keep everybody posted for that. Otherwise, I think we'll, thanks, Graziella. I think we'll go ahead and leave it at that. Thank you all for hanging out while I was getting this finished up. And I will chat with you all on Monday, all right? No, not Monday. Friday. Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Oh my goodness, I'm getting my schedule all messed up. Yes, Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. All right? Okay, everyone, you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you then. Bye.